Eyes up here.
Superman Man of Tomorrow is already shaping up to be one of the most important chapters in James Gunn's new DC universe. The first film set the foundation, but this follow-up aims to push everything further. The scale feels bigger, the tone feels sharper, the story feels more daring. Early discussions from the creative team and scattered hints across interviews, reports, and production updates have created a wave of curiosity among fans. Something major is definitely brewing behind the scenes. This should step into new territory and set the stage for where the entire DCU goes next. Today, we break down 10 things you can expect from Superman Man of Tomorrow, based on the strongest clues and the direction the new universe is heading. But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
How do you fight something like that?
I just told you, it takes everything.
Superman and Lex team up. One of the biggest shocks coming out of early reports is the unusual team-up between Superman and Lex Luthor. These two have never shared the same page without trying to destroy each other, yet this film pushes them into a corner where cooperation becomes unavoidable. It's not friendship, it is survival. The kind where both men are forced to face a threat that neither can handle alone. Superman brings hope and heart. Lex brings strategy and cold ambition. Together, they create a volatile mix that could explode at any moment. This tension becomes one of the central engines of the story. They will argue, they will question each other's motives. They will stand side by side only because the alternative is much worse. James Gunn has hinted that their bond is more layered this time. Not a truce, not a redemption arc, more like two storms colliding until something snaps. This dynamic alone sets the tone for a massive story. It changes how Superman operates and how Lex positions himself in the larger DCU. Fans can expect a partnership built on necessity and shattered trust. The fallout could shape the next decade of this universe. New villain hinted. The sequel brings in a new antagonist, and while the studio has not officially announced the name, the clues surrounding this mysterious threat are strong enough to point everyone in one direction. James Gunn teased that Superman and Lex Luthor must join forces to face a much bigger threat. That single description alone narrows down the possibilities to a handful of major cosmic forces in Superman's lore. Then came the script tease that Gunn shared. It featured a strange brain scan style visual that instantly sent fans into theory mode. Industry reports also began describing the villain as someone who targets identity and free will. That detail is important. It points to an enemy who challenges what makes someone unique rather than simply attacking Earth. When you follow these pieces step by step, the picture becomes clearer. Fans and insiders strongly believe that this threat is Brainiac, one of Superman's most iconic and cerebral adversaries. Nothing is officially confirmed yet. Gunn is keeping the full reveal quiet, but the themes, the tone, and the kind of danger being teased all match Brainiac's signature style with striking accuracy.
The U.S. government has a few questions for you.
Luthor,
Lex Luthor's power armor will show up. Nicholas Hoult is stepping into the classic power armor. This look has been part of comic history for decades, and now it finally arrives in full scale on the big screen. The armor is not just a suit, this is the Superman Buster. The design is expected to be sleek, heavy, industrial, but with sharp lines that match Lex's personality. It gives him the ability to stand toe-to-toe with forces far beyond human capability. This alone transforms him from a mastermind behind a desk into a physical presence on the battlefield. His interaction with Superman becomes more layered because he is no longer watching from the sidelines, he is fighting. The armor also strengthens the dangerous alliance between the two. It proves that Lex never trusts anyone, not even when the world is at risk. He stays armed. He stays prepared. Fans should expect the armor to play a major role in the story. It could be a symbol of Lex's paranoia, a tool that saves the day, or the spark that turns the Alliance into ashes. anything is possible. Major DCU world building incoming. James Gunn's DCU is growing step by step, and this film becomes one of the most significant expansions yet. The story touches corners of the universe that fans have waited years to see on screen. There are hints of Kryptonian history, possible glimpses of Kandor, maybe even the cold, distant reaches of space where ancient threats still sleep. The first Superman movie grounded the character. This one lifts him into a larger cosmic landscape. It gives space for new cultures, alien structures, and advanced technology that fills the screen with scale. Fans who love world building will find a lot to be excited about. The film has the chance to explore Superman's heritage in ways that connect him to a wider destiny. This expansion lays the groundwork for future films and shows. It becomes a bridge between Earth and the stars. It amplifies the danger. Bigger worlds mean bigger stakes, bigger enemies, bigger stories. This is the moment where the DCU stops being a small stage and becomes a universe with real depth. Superman stands at the center of it all, guiding the path forward. Expect betrayal in the Alliance. Superman and Lex Luthor working together sounds unbelievable at first, but early details make it clear that their alliance is fragile from the start. Both men want to stop the larger threat, but they have entirely different reasons for doing so. Superman wants to protect people. Lex wants control. That tension becomes the crack that runs through the entire story. It grows the moment they stand side to side. Lex can't help himself. He studies Superman, he questions him, he looks for weakness in every moment. Even when they share the same goal, he never trusts the man in the cape. That lack of trust builds pressure as the plot moves forward. It creates an energy that follows them through every decision and every strategy. Fans know Lex well. Waiting for his switch is part of the experience. This film should use that knowledge to build suspense. The alliance is temporary. The betrayal feels inevitable. It might come quietly. It might explode in the middle of the final conflict. Whatever form it takes, it will remind everyone why Superman and Lex can never stand on the same side for long. Kryptonian legacy teased. There are growing whispers that the film may dive deeper into Superman's heritage through characters and ideas that are tied to his Kryptonian bloodline. Early rumors mention the possibility of introducing someone connected to his legacy, maybe even the foundation for Superboy in future stories. Nothing's confirmed, but the direction James Gunn is taking with the DC Universe makes this path feel natural. Superman has always carried the weight of an entire extinct world on his shoulders. Exploring that legacy strengthens his story. It adds emotional layers. It allows the audience to see the larger history behind every decision he makes. The idea of new Kryptonian ties also connects well with the scale of the villain being teased. When the threat grows this big, Superman's heritage becomes more important than ever. Even if no Kryptonian characters appear, expect the film to expand Krypton's lore. New visuals, new technology, new mysteries about where Superman comes from and what that legacy means in a universe that keeps getting bigger. The film has the space to plant seeds for future stories, and Superman's heritage sits right at the center of those possibilities. Lois Lane gets a bigger spotlight. Lois Lane is set to play a stronger role in this chapter of the DC Universe. She was already established as a sharp and fearless reporter in the first film. This sequel pushes her deeper into the story. The threat they face not only affects Superman, it affects every part of the world, opening the door for Lois to investigate, uncover secrets, and connect the dots others miss. Her connection to Superman also becomes more important. Lois understands the human side of the situation better than anyone else. She sees patterns, she hears stories, she notices changes before the chaos begins. That insight gives the plot weight and brings the audience closer to the danger. Lois has always been a key to Superman's moral compass. In a story centered on identity and free will, her voice becomes essential. She reminds Superman who he is and why he fights. Expect her to be right in the middle of the conflict, chasing leads and confronting the truth in ways only she can. Her presence lifts the emotional core of the film.
No, you are not going to take credit for this. I am the one that saw it first.
Massive visual overhaul for the DCU. This sequel opens the door for some of the biggest visual upgrades the DC Universe has ever shown. The first Superman movie worked with grounded textures and familiar environments. Man of Tomorrow reaches far beyond that. The story demands cosmic landscapes, advanced alien technology, strange ships that stretch across the sky, and Brainiac, whose visual identity invites intricate designs. Every clue suggests a movie that leans into heavy world building through its visuals, the lighting, the scale, the structures that belong to civilizations far older than Earth. These elements create a sharp shift in tone. They turn Superman's story into something bigger than a city-saving mission. They give the story weight and scale. Fans can expect scenes that travel far outside Metropolis. Scenes that reveal places tied to Superman's past or connected to the villain's long history. A visual overhaul like this also signals that the DC Universe is no longer in its early stages. This is the moment where the world opens up. Once these images arrive on screen, they will set the standard for the entire next wave of DCU films. Not a traditional sequel. James Gunn has previously confirmed that Man of Tomorrow is not a direct sequel to the previous Superman film. It continues the story, but not in the usual follow-the-numbers style. Instead, it acts as the next chapter in the larger DCU. New characters enter, new threats rise, new corners of the universe unfold. The story stands on its own while carrying the emotional weight of what came before. This approach lets the film stay fresh. It avoids repeating familiar beats. It gives Superman new challenges instead of continuing the same conflicts. It also means the film can expand its cast and themes without being trapped by the structure of a traditional sequel. Fans will feel the evolution. This chapter prepares the path for future films and shows. It positions Superman as a central figure in a universe that is finally taking shape. That choice sets the foundation for long-term storytelling and keeps the DCU flexible as it grows. Man of Tomorrow becomes a stepping stone toward a much larger vision.
Eyes up here.
Marvelous verdict. Superman Man of Tomorrow looks ready to reshape the direction of the DC Universe. Every hint so far points towards a story that reaches farther, hits deeper, and opens doors that have been waiting for years. We're stepping into a new era with fresh threats, bold character choices, and a wider world that keeps expanding with every update. The excitement surrounding this film already feels different. It carries momentum, it carries expectations, it carries the promise of something bigger on the horizon. This next chapter is going to define more than Superman's journey. It will influence the tone, the stakes, and the scale of the entire DCU. Fans are watching every clue closely, trying to piece together what this film means for the future. And the answers are coming soon. Now it's your turn. Tell us what you're looking forward to the most. The team up, the villain, the world building? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit the like button, and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest stories shaping the new DC Universe. I'll see you in the next one. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.